Hey, I just got out of the shower, and in this really relaxed state, I think now is probably the best time to talk about not just one of my favorite TV shows, which is Death Note, obviously, but also probably one of my favorite scenes in the show. I'm talking, of course, about the rain scene. This is a full 3 to 4 minute sequence that is played in the show completely straight, and all that we have is two characters, Light Yagami and L. Laliette, talking to each other, surrounded by the diegetic white noise of rain. In order to understand the simplistic beauty of this scene, you need to understand how the show works primarily. Light is a mass murderer who kills people by writing their names in a notebook, and L is a private investigator whose sole mission is to catch whoever is killing these people. From the beginning of the show, all the way up to the second episode, they have been playing such a very long game of chess. They are constantly fighting each other. They are constantly going at each other. This is because L wants to solve the case, and Light Yagami, Kira, wants to become god of the new world. And so there are typically two stylistic choices that the creators of the show keep pushing over and over again. And that tends to be the really intense music, the soundtrack is just beautiful, and also the overbearing, overdrawn, exposition-filled mental monologues that can literally go on for minutes at a time, when this show is already like at what, 22 minutes an episode? And just a significant portion of the show is just them thinking really loudly. And so the biggest reason as to why this scene affects me so much is that both of those things are missing throughout this entire sequence. It's almost as if the creators of the show, at this point, exposing you to these characters so often, trust you to fill in the gaps. You kind of internally feel the music, the intensity. It's almost like you can hear their internal monologue, where those little pauses are where the show would normally pull in aside and turn one of the characters blue or red, and you just get a little peek into their internal monologue. The show does not waste time telling you what you already know. You already know how this is going to end. L already knows he's gonna die. This is the scene where L tells Light directly, I know the truth. Why are you lying? Hold on, let me show you what I mean. L is on the roof and Light doesn't know why.
What are you doing standing out there by yourself?
L pretends not to hear him, which is a cheeky way of inviting him onto the roof. More than that, if there were any recording devices on the roof, the rain would muffle them. L is inviting Light into a safe space. This is because he's already accepting defeat. He already knows he's gonna die.
What are you doing, Ryuzaki?
Oh, I'm not doing anything in particular. It's just... I hear the bell.
The bell?
Yes. The sound of the bell has been unusually loud today.
This is a subtle, somber allusion to L's past in the Whammy house. Things coming full circle, I suppose.
Really? You can't hear it? It's been ringing non-stop all day. I find it very distracting. I wonder if it's a church, maybe a wedding, or perhaps a...
What are you getting at, Ryuzaki? Come on, cut it out. Let's get back inside.
I'm sorry. Nothing I say makes any sense anyway. If I were you, I wouldn't believe any of it.
L is running out of creative ways to tell Light that he just doesn't believe anything he says. The whole facade is completely meaningless. L invites Light into having a final conversation, which Light, like a child, declines.
You know, you're totally right. Honestly, most of the things you say sound like complete nonsense. There'd be no end to my troubles if I actually took you seriously all the time. I probably know that better than anyone.
Yes. I would say that's a fair assessment. But I could say the same about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Tell me, Light, from the moment you were born, has there ever been a point where you've actually told the truth?
I know that you're Kira. And I know that I'm about to die. This is my last defensive attack. I've given away too many pieces. But you and I both know the perfect game of chess plays until stalemate. I'm offering a draw. You can say no right now. We can put an end to this charade tonight. You can't go for the win here. We will both die. If you kill me, you will be killing yourself. Eventually. Did you ever care about justice? Is there still a soul in that husk of a supposedly human body? In your entire life, have you ever told the truth? And if you listen close enough, Light says his answer, out loud, directly. No.
Where's this coming from, Ryuzaki? I do admit I stretched the truth here and there. However, Find me one person in this world who's never had to tell a lie. It wouldn't be easy. Human beings just aren't made to be perfect like that. Everybody lies from time to time. Even so, I've always made a conscious effort to be careful not to tell a lie that could hurt others. That's my answer.
I had a feeling you'd say something like that.
That's fucking crazy. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. Goodbye. To say that this scene is masterfully handled is a severe understatement, and I cannot emphasize enough the way that if you haven't seen this show, you need to see it. But even if you have seen this show, this scene needs to be talked about way more. People have already had so many conversations about the show and the manga and those intense heavy scenes with the big monologues and the show-stopping, side-sweeping victories or losses. But I just think that this sort of conclusive scene that so easily breaks from the workflow of the show just goes to show how damn near perfectly this show is written, such that my favorite part of my favorite scene of my favorite show is completely silent.